My man Czar make tracks like this.
What's going on, y'all? I want to show you what is now my favorite channel strip plugin, and that's the new Scheps Omni channel from Waves. So when I first saw this, I was like, it's another channel strip. I've got plenty other channel strips, but I went ahead and demoed it and ended up purchasing it because it does a lot that my other channel strips don't do, and it allows me to get to places with a lot more wider variety of tracks than my other channel strips do. So like the Studio One Fat channel, I like to use that on drums. The Metric Halo channel strip, I like to use that on vocals. SSL channel strip, I like to use that on vocals. The Soft Tube Tech channel strip, I like to use that on vocals. The Scheps I used on a lot of tracks, and I was able to get great results on a wide variety of tracks where I would normally use certain channel strips for certain types of tracks, as I just mentioned. So you've got 5 sections with this. You've got your, it has saturation, it's got filters there in the first section, and the thump button is nice, which I really like on drums. You've got a gate, 2 de-essers, a compressor, which has a VCA, FET, and optical compression. Y'all know I love optical compression, and 4-band EQ. And you also have the option to insert other Waves plugins or more instances of what you already have here into the plugin. You also have a limiter there at the end, and a very underrated feature for a channel strip is a phase button right here. I recently mixed some live drums where that phase button comes in handy. So this is a mix from an artist named Sax, and I've used the Scheps Omni channel on a lot of tracks on here. And so let's start with the kick drum. I'll show you the kick drum and how I did the vocals here. And I'm going to play it without the Scheps, and then I'll bring it in so we can hear what I'm doing here. All right, so just using the Omni channel here to get some more thump out of that kick drum. I've let's see, turn the saturation up to 20 on the even harmonics. Low pass or high pass filter at 50 hertz with the 4 dB thump. So what the thump is a resonant peak on the end of the, or on the top of the filter before the slope goes down, just to add a little more low end there. EQ, I'm adding, let's see where, yeah, here we go, 2 dB at 50 hertz, and doing any compression. So that's the kick drum. Let's move on down to the vocals. So I'll play the vocal here with it bypassed, and then we'll bring it in. And just to, before I do that, so with the vocal here, you're gonna, it sounds, the vocal's gonna be a little loud and a little in your face, and I'm using the channel strip here and the compression on it just to bring it down and help it sit in the mix. So when I kick in the compression, you will hear a drop in the level, but it'll sit better in the mix. I'm not using compression on this to make it louder. I actually want to make it quieter.
Booty, I'm cornbread fed. It's a whole meal, call me breakfast in bed. I got some food for your soul. I see you watching while I'm rocking my hips. Thicker than a sticker, got you licking your lips. A beauty with a booty, I'm cornbread fed. It's a whole meal, call me breakfast in bed. I got some food for your soul.
Okay, so on this, I've got a little bit of odd harmonics, high pass filter. I've got the de-esser going with the EQ, cutting a couple dB in the low mids, adding a little bump up in the high mids with a shelf, and using the FET compressor here. It gives it a really nice round sound. And going through let's quickly go through the three type of compressors here, because we got VCA, FET, and optical. Optical, of course, would be your slower compression, FET more aggressive, and the VCA pretty much sits in between of those three compression styles. All right, so I'm going to crank up or turn down the threshold so we get a little bit more compression. And let's quickly go through these three compression types here. Let's just getting some more compression, bring up the output some too.
I see you watching while I'm rocking my hips. Thicker than a snicker, got you licking your lips. A beauty with a booty, I'm cornbread fed. It's a whole meal, call me breakfast in bed. I see you watching while I'm rocking my hips. Thicker than a snicker, got you licking your lips. A beauty with a booty, I'm cornbread fed. It's a whole meal, call me breakfast in bed. I see you watching while I'm rocking my hips. Thicker than a snicker, got you licking your lips. A beauty with a booty, I'm cornbread fed. It's a whole meal, call me breakfast in bed.
So those are the three different type of styles of compression that you get with the Omni channel, which is pretty much, VCA, FET, optical. The only thing we're really missing here is Varimu, but those three should pretty much cover any of your compression needs. Your ratio, we can go all the way up to infinity with it. So the compressors here, really nice options you have there. With the EQ, 4 bands, able to go from shelving. Quick note on the EQ side, you've got two different shelves here, which this first shelf kind of reminds me of the shelf from the Renaissance EQ. And you've got a wide Q and a narrow Q, and this P is going to engage the Q, where you can really dial in whatever bandwidth that you need. So that's the Scheps Omni EQ. It's on sale right now for $49. I'll leave my referral code in the description if anyone is interested in purchasing it. But definitely check it out. Even though we all have a lot of channel strips, I really feel that Waves went out of their way to give us something that not all channel strips do. I'll quickly show just the mid-side mode. If you click this on let's do the EQ. If you click this here, you're going to get, this is I got it in mono. Let's find something I've got stereo on so I can show you how the mid-side works. So here's a stereo track here. So if you click that button and expand it, I'm into the EQ here. You've got an option for stereo, your dual mono, and mid-side, and you have the option to link them as well. So you notice you got left and right there at the bottom. If you go to mid-side, it's going to switch it to mid and side, which I said is great for mastering. I just finished mastering Maniac's new album, which should be released soon, titled Street Love, and I used the Omni channel on some of the songs that I mastered there for being able to DS, where with Waves I normally use the S1 to break out a de-esser and get into the mid-side, but the Omni channel allows me to do it with just one plugin. Any questions, comments, let me know, and I'll catch y'all next time.